Welcome to another episode in the rapport. Today I'm going to discuss the duty of someone who is leaving the Turks and Caicos Islands or entering the Turks and Caicos Islands with cash more than $10,000. They have a duty to declare that amount of money, and I've been coming across a lot of cases where persons have been detained and money has been confiscated and application been made to the court for forfeiture because they are carrying cash in excess of $10,000 without making the requisite disclosure to customs. I'll be back to discuss the law and to discuss the procedure when you're taking that amount of money out of the country. Welcome back. Now, in 2018, the principal ordinance, the custom ordinance, was amended where section 101 of that ordinance was amended by repealing subsection 3 and substituting it as follows. Any person leaving the islands for the purpose of determining whether he has anything contained in his baggage or carried with him which is liable to duty and exportation, or any cash or negotiable instruments with a value over $10,000 contained in his baggage or carried with him, shall make such declaration in such form and manner and containing such particulars and at such place as the collector of customs may direct. So this amendment of the principal ordinance places a mandatory obligation on anyone seeking to leave the Turks and Caicos Islands with cash or instruments, negotiable instruments over $10,000 to make a declaration to customs. Further, section 101A was inserted into the principal ordinance, and section 101A deals with postal packets being sent through the postal services which contains any cash or negotiable instrument with a value of over $10,000. The person sending that packet or letter from the islands, or the person whom the packet or letter is addressed in the islands, so if it is going out or coming in, that person shall make a declaration in such form and manner and containing such particulars and at such place as the collector may direct. So there's a duty placed on a traveler, whether you're exiting or entering the Turks and Caicos Islands, to declare any cash over $10,000. Too many people in the Turks and Caicos Islands are making what I would call an enforced error by not declaring. Nothing is wrong if you have that amount of cash, 10,000 or over, nothing is wrong with declaring it. There's a procedure, and you will only have to verify the source of funding. I mean, where the funds came from, where it was generated from, and what's not, and so on. And once it is generated from legal activities, everything is going to be fine. So you may be wondering, if I'm leaving the Turks and Caicos Islands, or if I'm entering the Turks and Caicos Islands, and I have cash, more than $10,000 or equivalent in other currencies, what is the procedure? Well, according to the Border Force, the Turks and Caicos Islands Border Force site, online website, it states that you must declare if you are carrying more than $10,000 or equivalent in other currencies into or out of the Turks and Caicos Islands. Submit a report of international transportation of money to the TCI Border Force upon arrival if entering, or before departure if leaving. Types of cash you must declare. You must declare notes and coins, bearer bonds, checks including traveler checks, money orders, gold coins, bullions or nuggets. You must make a declaration by filling out a report of international transportation of money form and presenting it to the Border Force upon arrival or entering, or before leaving. You need to give details of who is carrying the cash, the owner of the cash, and the recipient of it. Your journey with any countries you pass through in transit, including flight numbers, the amount and type of cash being carried, the source of the cash, the country it came from, and how it was generated, and what the cash will be used for. If you do not declare cash that you should declare, all the cash you are carrying can be seized by a Border Force officer, and the Border Force can take legal action. So I do not see anything overly burdensome or onerous here. It actually making the declaration once you have all your ducks in a row. The most important thing is to identify clearly the source of the cash, and once the cash comes from legitimate sources, I don't see any issues at all in making the declaration. But too many persons have been caught up in not making any such declarations, and many persons claim ignorance. Well, under the English legal system, ignorance to the law is no excuse. Don't lose your hard-earned cash and then plead ignorance. Ignorance would not help you. Follow the law. In fact, when you're entering the international departure, there is a sign right outside indicating that cash over $10,000 should be declared. Don't lose your hard-earned cash. If this episode has been of any use to you, if you get any information, please like, please share, please comment, and most of all, I thank you for taking the time out to look at this episode. Cheers, and I will see you very shortly in another episode.